Regardless, hello everybody. Welcome back after 2 weeks
back
to the Brad and Nat podcast. We're gonna talk about things. I almost ripped off the tagline of the Weekly Planet podcast. I almost
shout out to the Weekly Planet.
It was a great podcast. James and Meso, fantastic hosts. Have you actually listened to any of their stuff? I don't know.
Pieces.
It's just fun. Anyway, not gonna do that, but that's a whole separate thing. But we're here to talk about some nerd stuff, pop culture news, recaps of the most recent Star Wars, Marvel, etc. stuff coming out, and tabletop gaming news. What do we have on the schedule for this week?
Well, you know what? We're going to switch it around this week, and we thought we'd switch it up. I mean, we're so entrenched in our ways. This is like episode 6.
Real far in the,
you know,
one of those things,
but
legacy.
Yeah, so we thought we'd switch it up, and we'll do a kind of a recap of no, I can't call it the recap because that's a whole different thing, but the news from the nerd realm.
The news and opinions from the nerd realm. As
news and Dad's opinions from the nerd realm.
Various thoughts from across the internet.
Yeah, just stuff
largely
that's been
in the nerd
since
realm.
The last episode, you know, fun things, big news.
It's been 2 weeks, so
personal preferences, opinions, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Just kind of a casual recap.
Precisely.
I really feel like the news and things I have in the wings is not going to take up nearly as much time as yours. So I feel like we should probably start with this serial.
Yeah.
With the serial issue.
So I was just browsing the internet, as most of humanity does these days. And I came across cereals from my childhood. These were primarily cereals, maybe out of the late 70s, but primarily out of the 80s. It seems like the 80s were just, look, the 80s were the decade, all right? Like the decade to be a kid, the decade to grow up. I was born in the 70s, but man, I'm a child of the 80s, and it was fantastic. And I just feel for this generation because they don't have things like,
I think we still have
cool
cereal.
Well,
I have it on good authority. I grew up with cereal personally, and you would remember. I grew up with cereal in the same house cereal as you. Actually, you raised me on cereal. So, I mean, cite your sources.
But let me scroll through these cereals, and you tell me that this is not a bygone era.
No, and I feel like they have reined in the zaniness.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what?
We've reined in ever since they put cocaine in Coca-Cola. They've just been reining in what children are allowed
They just turned it down to 6.
Just keep going back and back. Take me back to the old days. Take me back to the 1920s. I want cocaine in my soda. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's get into this. Yeah.
But you know what? I did notice in the last couple of months, shopping for cereal, they have started to put plastic toys in the bottom of the bag again.
Really?
And I'm just like, yeah, like we pulled a color changing spoon out of the bag the other day. I don't even remember what cereal it was.
A color changing spoon?
Yeah, it was like changes with the temperature of your milk. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like right out of the 80s.
Yeah. No, it was totally.
When I was young, they had straight up like CDs in there. Like, here's a demo for.
You're right, they did.
Here's a demo for some Forza, like some weird zero budget Ubisoft game.
Yep.
It's just a disc in a plastic.
Crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So I'm just going to roll through these cereals. I'm going to give a quick commentary on each one of them. And this is
an article from MSN.com.
Yeah, this is from MSN.
MSN Messenger. How far they've fallen.
Food and drink piece. Like, I mean, they're speaking my language. So, all right. So first of all, Yummy Mummy. I don't remember it, but it should have fit in with, there's just further on, there was a trio of sort of classic monster cereals. I don't remember Yummy Mummy ever fallen in with that trio, but we'll get to those guys. So I've never tried Yummy Mummy with the monster marshmallows.
Looks interesting.
Twinkle
marshmallow Yummy Mummy. Is it all marshmallows, or are those the red ones? Are those grainy?
I think it was just the The red ones were like the cereal piece, and then it had like Lucky Charm style
The
marshmallows.
ratio is not doing it for me.
No. The Twinkles star-shaped cereal, that looks like it's out of the 60s. Don't remember it. General Mills. Same with this cornflakes, country cornflakes with rice.
Ooh, wow, that's some very retro
And
styling.
yeah, pulling the scarecrow right out of Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Not sure what that's all about. Kellogg's 19, whatever. Kaboom, this crazy clown. I don't remember it, but look at those clown face pieces. That's terror in a breakfast bowl.
I don't trust anything about this. It says vitamin and iron cereal. What I'm imagining is you get this box and you dump it out, and it's all just those Flintstone gummies. You put your milk in, and it's all just chalky, grape flavored. That's what it looks like to me. And it's like, oh, it's healthy for kids, and then you overdose or something.
What? Check this tagline out. 100% minimum daily requirements of vitamins and iron in 1 ounce of sugary oat cereal with marshmallow stars.
So in theory, what I'm hearing is that if I could subsist on 1 ounce of Kaboom.
Yep.
If I was a child, I'm assuming I would have to be a child. But if I had a bunker, maybe if it's an adult, I need. Okay, so two ounces of sugary oat cereal.
You're covered.
I'm covered.
Plus the milk?
I think I could, and then it's 7 ounces in the box. Okay.
Yes.
You'd need a lot of boxes.
That weight of 7 ounces.
Now, see, but here's the thing: is if I'm stocking my apocalypse shelf, I'm just gonna get the Flintstones gummies because it's a denser form factor.
Just throw them in your pocket and you got a month's worth.
But sometimes you just have a lot of Kaboom, I guess, and you got to make do with what you have.
Just crush a box of Kaboom.
I remember that scene with Viggo Mortensen in The Road when they found the whole cellar.
It was just full of Kaboom.
It was just full of Kaboom. Yeah, and then the cannibals. But
all right, moving on to the next one.
Crazy Cow.
General Mills put out the Crazy Cow frosted corn cereal that makes chocolate flavored milk. So I feel like that this theme has been done a couple more times. Probably Quick has capitalized on the turns your milk to chocolate milk.
That's what it is, right? Yeah,
that's kind of fun. So anyway, the Crazy Cow.
It looks to me like they just rebranded it to be the rabbit. That's what the Nesquik rabbit.
I don't know. He's got a mouse nose and a funky tail. I don't know what the cow is hiding from.
It's crazy like a fox.
Crazy like a fox.
I guess that's the intention. He's trying to be a fox, but
he's brown.
The fox is known for its cunning and wiliness
and his
in
red
storytelling
fur.
language. They have done. It's a rat with a tail, and did he kill? Anyway,
it's a rat cow.
Did he kill a fox because he cut the tail off? And it's clearly a party hat, but the back is a lot harder to explain. Anyway, I don't trust this cow, but it looks like a decent.
That's Nestle Quick right there. Nesquik cereal. That's the rabbit.
Nesquik.
Nesquik. That's right. So here's the trio of scary monster cereals, and I ate all of these. All of them had marshmallows.
Right.
We can still get Chocula. I've seen that regularly, but Blueberry and Frankenberry. I'm not sure if it's the artificial fruit flavors that are banned. The Blueberry was a weird purple. It turned your milk kind of grapey, sort of.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant sound.
But I remember that. I remember the cutout masks on the back.
Yeah.
We didn't get these very often. I think Mom and Dad recognized that they were probably poisonous. I'll still bring them back up from the States. I import illegal cereal when I come back from the States.
Are you going to admit that on camp? Maybe I should censor.
Oh, we better bleep that. Just cut that. Redacted.
Put bars over your eyes to protect your identity from the FBI.
So
we know you have cereal. Open up.
And I feel like the Yummy Mummy should have fit in with this, but these guys they got their classic monster theme going.
I'm getting a Necronomicon vibe from that last Frankenberry mask. That looks like a book bound in human skin.
100%.
So I know. Did we ever have Count Chocula? I don't think. I remember seeing it and wanting it. I don't think you ever bought it for us.
I'm not sure.
We did once. I think I remember one time maybe.
Maybe
got it, but the branding when I was young was way different. But
if I remember, it only became available here in the Great White North, maybe even after you guys were kind of kids. Like
I want to say it was like 2000.
I'm sure I can still get it.
Yeah, I think it's around, but
gotta get it.
Okay, so this next one is making me vomit in my mouth. Grape flavored oat cereal.
Grape oat cereal with a magic blowpipe and ball. That one there. That's
so elaborate.
it's vitamin charged, but there's so many things that are problematic with this. I never tried it. Sweet grape Starbits.
I feel
It
like
seems foul.
I,
Just
I
like,
feel like I'm entitled to financial compensation if I ate this in the 80s.
class action, even though I never even ate it. But I think this was in the 70s. That looks like 70s artwork with that
Like late
pumpkin ball.
70s, because the other one before with the really like the Wizard of Oz look, I think that was
Yeah.
older.
Yeah.
If my design brain is not malfunctioning on me,
Yeah.
which it might be.
All right,
But
well, let's roll because
yeah.
we got a bunch. Cinnamon nut cereal, Cheerios. I feel like this is Apple Jacks in a bowl.
We still
of
have those.
Cheerios.
Yeah, it's just rebranded.
Cinnamon nut has been discontinued, but
Yeah.
no need for that one to come back.
Yeah.
Brown Buddies.
Body Buddies? That's what I'm reading.
Body Buddies, Brown Buddies.
Neither are good names.
I
Let's
see
be
brown
clear.
sugar and honey, and I read Brown Buddies, but Body Buddies. Saw it.
Those are both
Never ate it.
terrible titles. Looks gross. Yeah,
it's bad. 17 years.
Cookie Crisp looks amazing. I think I've had Cookie Crisp.
Yes, we've had Cookie Crisp still available.
That's why I think it's so amazing, is because I know how it tastes. It's very good.
Look at this. Look at this.
It's basically cookies.
Look at the value here. You get a box of vanilla wafer Cookie Crisp and a free package of Bubblicious inside.
Chew your Bubblicious, eat your Cookie Crisp.
Bubblicious bubblegum and sweet cereal.
I think that is how the government spread their chemical indoctrination.
It's got to be
methods, right? It's like you pop in. It's a chemical reaction. You indoctrinate the kids from an early age. They become good, upstanding American citizens. That's why we don't have them up here, is because it's all anyway conspiracy stuff.
Yeah, that's the FDA.
For the record, I don't believe that, because
you get
going all Alex Jones.
Okay, now next one, Mr. T is a legit cereal. Let me tell you,
named Mr. T.
It's called Mr. T, crispy sweet corn and oat cereal with Mr. T stickers inside. We had this. Mr. T was a cartoon.
Sure.
Mr. T was, of course, B.A. Baracus on the A team. I follow Mr. T on Twitter. He's still legit.
Yeah.
This cereal was no different, though. Basically, what cereals do is they change the shape, change it to T's. It's like Captain Crunch or Corn Pops.
Doesn't matter.
They just put a new shape on it, call it Mr. T. And they sold it with cartoons. That was a huge thing, was tying.
Yeah, it's got like whole full color panels of.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're no good, but the fact that it's full color printing. Yeah. Also dubious, because the ink of the printing, I would not trust it not to bleed through at the time.
Yeah, they got it layered on there.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Yep. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Strawberry shortcake. We had this.
Yeah.
This was a good cereal.
Was it?
I only had this because I had a sister.
Yeah.
But she was, of course, big strawberry shortcake fan. Yeah. I still have a sister, let it be known. But we had
still big strawberry shortcake fan.
Yeah, and she's still a strawberry shortake fan. And this was a good cereal. I had no problem with that.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Strawberry flavor is not the worst thing. Pac-Man cereal.
Pac-Man
cereal.
Corn. This
that
looks
like Lucky Charms, but Pac-Man.
Yeah, except they were like corn pops more.
Okay. And, I can dig that. That's an interesting combo. Yeah. They actually still have video game cereals. I don't know if you saw Nintendo brought them back a while back. They didn't look any good, but they had like NFC chips that you could scan the box into your Switch. It was crazy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they were like a limited edition Mario Odyssey, I think it was.
That's crazy. Where was I? I didn't get those.
Yeah.
So this Pac-Man, of course, with the Atari Pac-Man craze, and then the Pac-Man cartoon, and it's just crazy branding and penetration in the market. Okay, ET cereal. This is
that looks like someone. Those look like turds. They look like turds.
That's alien poop right there.
Yeah. Or guinea pig poop, actually.
I love how they arranged the two little ET bits to read ET right in the middle of the bowl.
So you remembered what it is. Yep.
Yeah. You know what? If you
I'd want a bowl with all E's.
If you
pick them out and separate them.
It's rejected batch.
Cereal. My favorite cereal.
I know that there's many of you watching this that are pining over this and missing this opportunity, but go ahead and have yourself a bowl of Reese's peanut butter puffs and you've got ET cereal.
Interesting. Okay.
Same deal. Yeah.
Good cereal.
Okay. C3PO has never tried these. This is fantastic. Look at this.
I want to point out we're just over halfway through. But I'm enjoying this. Let's keep going. If we skip news and we just do cereal the whole time, I'm okay with it.
The cereal edition.
This is interesting. Cereal time. Big wheat for cereal. We were saying it before.
Crunchy honey sweetened oat, wheat, corn.
Yeah.
They threw everything in there. Honey, oat, wheat, corn, and a robot.
And wait, hold on. The figure came with the box. That's the conceit here.
No.
Okay, because I was like, that is a full like art, like I don't know, that looks like a high quality miniature of
Yeah.
C-3PO that just comes in your cereal box. That's
No,
crazy.
no. I think they did the same deal, and they had a cutout mask on the back and stickers.
Right.
Those are standard fare for
Sure.
80s cereal prizes.
Yeah.
OJ's never heard of this one, but this is all the vitamin C of a 4-ounce glass of orange
I
juice.
want to
juice
find
cereal.
who.
Jimmy
Okay,
Cricket.
so I'm really. There's two scenarios here. The first scenario is that you put milk in, and it's like you're having milk and orange juice at the same time.
That's awful.
Which is not good. Creamsicle is good. It's not the same thing. The
No.
other thing is that they're implying that no, they wouldn't be implying that you are supposed to have orange juice with this cereal.
Yeah.
Because it's already orange juice. But imagine how much vitamin C you would get. You could really optimize your vitamin C intake.
This is crazy.
A brimming bowl.
I can't get over orange cereal. Orange.
What's the mascot? Why do we just have a cowboy?
I don't know. OJ. OJ? I don't know.
Joe on his. Yeah, Joe the OJ
Joe.
Cowboy.
So here's a little just from a farm boy perspective. That brand over his shoulder, O and J, that's backwards. If you put that on a cow, it's gonna read a backwards J and an O.
Oh my gosh.
But City Slickers wouldn't recognize that if you put it.
That's a good call. That's a good point. That's a good point.
It's mirror image. It's got to be mirror image.
He's a poser. He's from the city.
Yeah.
He's the main character of a
all hat,
movie.
no cow. All hat, no cattle. That's
all chin, no cow. Chin boy. He's a chin boy. He's not a cowboy.
All right. Oh, we're back to Yummy Mummy.
Yummy Mummy again.
Bill and Ted's
full image. This is where we pointed out before we started recording. This is where I want to point out this promotional image disturbs me because not only are you eating a full bowl of cereal with milk, you are also drinking a full glass of milk, which is larger than your glass of orange juice, which you're having beside. I'm just going to say this, no shade to Yummy Mummy, but if you had a bowl of OJ's, you wouldn't need to have a glass of orange juice. But that is neither here nor there.
And I do notice we started with this one, but it was cropped in that it is General Mills. So that does fit in with Boo Berry and Count Chocula. Yeah.
They couldn't figure out a way to get a mask though, because it just would have been several strips of toilet paper. So just cut it from the branding.
All right. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
They had a movie this year or last year.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Did you watch it?
No, the old one or the new one? No.
Yeah.
The old one is vintage.
Right.
But this is just another indication of the amount of merch that went into movies and cartoons. This was the cartoon was a spin-off of the movie itself. And then from the cartoon came through. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Like they just don't do that anymore other than Nintendo doing like bringing it back for kind of a gimmick. That's mostly for, people of your generation anyway.
That's right.
You don't really see brand time. You see, boxes of cereal with like Iron Man on it. And it's like, win a sweepstakes, but that's the farthest it goes.
Yeah. Well, what you get now is you get Cheerios with, like you say, an Iron Man skin on it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not any kind of a special, like these guys got their own music note marshmallows. Come on, son.
Step it up.
Now this one, this is the most this is the most disturbing of them all. This was from Family Matters, the nerd in the series.
Did he do that?
Steve Urkel.
Did he do that? That's his phrase, right?
Yeah. Did I do that?
Well, that was the big question of the show, was whether or not he did. Yeah. As far as I'm aware, that's the conceit. But this just looks like Cheerios with like two colors.
If I can read the granulated photo here, it's strawberries and banana flavor. But Fruit Loops, anybody? Like but the prize that you could win is meet Urkel in Hollywood. I don't even know.
Oh, that's what that says. Okay. Yeah. See, my thought, I didn't even think about sweepstakes. I was just thinking it's like their marketing conceit was like, buy this box and it's like you're meeting Urkel. It's like you're having breakfast with Urkel somehow. He's come over to hang out. He's in your house because you have
There's a missed opportunity. They should have just had a Steve Urkel cutout mask on the back of the box.
Every single one needs a cutout mask. That'd be horrifying. The only one I would want is a cutout mask of OJ's, because that chin would come down. The mask would be like double size. It would have to.
Hey, and let's just acknowledge the the manufacturer here. This is Ralston, and OJ's was Ralston as well.
Okay, so
And
they have
Ralston no longer exists, and I don't think
I
we need to
wonder
question
why.
why.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I can't. I feel like, yeah. Um,
All
and
right. Next one, Hidden Treasures, sweetened corn cereal with artificially flavored fruity centers. This is like your Gushers gum, but in a cereal. Which ones hold a hidden treat? I'm not looking for any hidden treats.
So you know what? Here's the thing: is like, sure, maybe you're into that kind of thing. Whatever, I won't judge. I think the fact that it's like a gamble, this seems like the Russian roulette of cereals.
I'm not
because it's like if I'm buying into Fruity Center, I'm buying into Fruity Center. If you're gonna like make me go half and half and hold the gun to my head and pull it until the chamber goes and I get
you just don't know
a face full of fruity goodness, I don't trust that.
I don't trust it, man.
It's like I don't mind like the Doritos where it's like some are sweet chili heat, some are cheddar. You don't know which because it's like a fun little like savory thing. This I would find myself bracing every time I brought the spoon to my mouth.
Hidden treasures and
hidden treasures, more like a hidden trauma.
There are reasons these cereals are no longer with us.
That robot down there too. Is he like feeding you? He's feeding you? He has a spoon.
He is. It's a like, indoctrination.
He's program. Like, which one has a hidden treat? Like, I don't like that. That's not fun. I have a, you know what I realized too? I have a voice changer for my D&D that should go through this. I should use that. I got a robot voice for the dragon I was playing. So I should use that next time I'm doing a robot voice throughout the
okay, Sprinkle Spangles. This one I'm not even sure. That looks like a ripoff of the Aladdin genie. Maybe what year was this?
It looks newer. It looks like early 90s.
Early 90s. Yeah. So I don't know. I've never heard of it.
So it looks like it's normal like corn, kind of grain, oat cereal, whatever. But it's got the sprinkles from like donuts on it.
Yeah.
Which I don't think would jive well with like those are too crunchy. Those are too hard. I feel like that would not be a pleasant texture.
Yeah, we've just crossed over to a bowl of cereal with a donut for breakfast.
But even then it's like a donut has comparable texture anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one is
Ripple Crisp. What the heck?
That looks like
chips.
It looks like so that was and
this is Ruffles in a cereal.
Okay, so and it says Honey Bran. So Honey Bran as a flavor, as a texture, sure. Looking at it, I'm like, what did you do?
It looks like a spoonful of chips.
God, that was like my thought. I was like, ketchup chips. No.
Ketchup chip Ridgy.
Yeah, that's
cereal.
And like the fact they're using Ripple Crisp.
Yeah.
And I think General Mills, I wouldn't know for sure, but my guess is that this is an attempt. This is the same brand.
Crossover?
I think it is Ripple Chips or a crossover. I think it is Ripple Chips. It's like they're Ripple cut. It's just that they're now doing, I think those are genuinely supposed to be like
little mini chips. Because this is
a whole new kind of flake that stays deliciously crisp in milk. They were like, potato chips won't get but they will absolutely get soggy.
They sog right out. It's nasty.
But I think the conceit is they're trying to sell it like it's something different, like try a new texture.
Yeah.
I would absolutely eat Honey Bran Ripple Chips. That sounds quite good. Like honey, like sweet Ripple Chips, sure. In milk, please leave my home. Why are you in my home?
Okay, well, let's keep going, man.
Yeah.
Quarterback crunch.
This has a weird ring of familiarity to me. No, it doesn't. Never mind.
It's a bowl of footballs. Those are crazily realistic looking footballs.
So quarterback crunch. Wheaties?
Sweetened football shaped whole wheat and corn puff cereal. Interesting.
I don't like it. It looks like they inked on.
Yeah, that does look like somebody doodled it with a fine point.
And it's like, am I eating? Did someone just go? Do they have a factory where they just have like poor underpaid people doing pen marks on each? I don't like that. I don't trust it.
No, see, I wasn't familiar with this one either, but
and it says available for a limited time only as well. So
Wheaties leans pretty hard into the athlete scene. They get athletic sponsors, like they sponsor, Anthony Showtime Pettis is UFC one-time champ, and he was that was his big thing. He was a
Right.
sponsor for the Wheaties, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, football is interesting. Okay, next one.
This seems like something you would see on the table of an 80s movie where the kid is like
Sure.
an athlete and he becomes he gets accidentally drafted into the NFL or something, and it's all meant to just be an advertisement for Star Wars Episode 2 serial. This is not 80s. This is from
no, this is late 90s, man. Oh no,
no,
this is like,
not even. This is like mid 2000s. This is
all right.
This is
We
Attack
just
of the
keep
Clones.
climbing here. Interesting, yeah.
Hey, prequels fans, sick reference now for
you go.
For those prequel fans out there, check this out. This is a niche meme for you to.
It's got Yoda marshmallows and lightsaber marshmallows.
Revenge of the Seventh.
And a couple others down there that I can't really tell what they are. Interesting, yeah. I mean, it looks like Lucky Charms skinned with Episode 2.
Thinking, but
new marshmallows.
And shapes. If I'm looking at the first of all, also, I'm hoping that these are popping up in the corner for everybody.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, I just gotta say, at the very bottom, that blue one almost looks like an Among Us character.
I get you. Yeah, I see.
So I think they're ahead of their time.
Yeah.
The internet. They clearly know their audience. This is viral marketing 101.
100%. Yeah, these guys are ahead of it. Okay, let's keep going.
No problemos.
Of course, Simpsons had a cereal. I think Simpsons had more than one cereal.
Are those?
But these are chocolate biscuits in there.
So it's like Oreo.
Yeah, like the Oreo Crunch, the Oreo Crisp.
Yeah.
That
could be good.
It's doodled. It's got chalk on it. Bart Simpson's no problemos.
So I want to say this though. Okay, so Oreos could be good, but those look and we are a Dutch family. There's a lot of Dutch heritage.
Yes.
And so many of you will not know this, but those look like salty droppies to me, and that's what now I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, it's like for those of you who don't know, it's like a little disc. You can get them, and it's very, very, very strong black licorice. I love
black
them.
Licorice.
Pretty much everybody in the family loves them, but it's incredibly salty and it's incredibly bitter, and it is 90% of people, and that's a completely valid thing. Is 90% of people that is disgusting.
Documented.
Gnarly. And if you can imagine Twizzlers black licorice, but turned up to 3,000 and put in milk with cereal, you're getting a sense of where my emotions are at right now. Because physically, Oreos and milk sounds
mini
great,
chocolatey biscuits. Okay, let's see what do we got next. Candy corn pops. I saw this one. I'm like, what? Candy corn pops. I don't even know how that would taste. Never tried it.
Candy corn is a texture and it's vaguely like.
It's an experience all on its own.
I like candy corn. I have no idea. It's 90% texture.
Yeah.
I don't know that especially like corn pops.
Yeah, those are flavor. I don't know how they'd capture it unless they just threw like candy corns in the box with the cereal. Like I'm not sure how you capture that flavor.
I'm looking at it. It doesn't look like it, but they're kind of implying it.
Okay, hands up. Like, are you a candy corn fan? Because I know a lot of people. It's just they're too sweet. Can't do them. I like them personally, but in a sweet cereal, geez, no wonder this guy's green and his hair's.
He's just been
on
eating
fire.
He needs some OJ.
He's got to get some balance
his vitamin C.
Get this guy a bowl of orange juice cereal.
Get this guy a cutout mask of a mummy.
All right, mini swirls cinnamon buns.
These look new. This looks
like a sure win.
I'd eat this.
Yeah, I'm all over this.
This looks like it tastes like cinnamon toast crunch kind of thing.
Yeah,
probably would taste like exactly like that.
I kind of like how they did the swirls lettering. It looks like cream cheese icing on top of the cinnamon buns. That's kind of very. I like it.
Very
I like
clever,
the aesthetic.
Very clever. Yeah, this is. I would buy this. I would buy this if I was in the United States.
Bring these back, Kellogg's. Knock. Bring these back, Kellogg's.
No, sir. It's not cocaine in that bag. It's all just cinnamon mini swirls, cinnamon buns.
And second to last, Toy Story.
Toy Story 3 Kellogg's.
Toy Story 3
They're
cereal.
just padding out the list now. MSN.
Yeah, star-studded.
This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This looks like they just took one of those monster O's.
Yeah. Oh, geez, those are clowns, but they're
this
turtles.
Is the clown one. That's what. It's a Flintstones gummies again. Oh no!
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. That was an epic trip.
Yeah. Well, it's fitting that so I don't think don't have time for other news things. I don't think. I was gonna go through a couple things.
Let's
here
hit
and
them
there,
quick. Let's hit them quick. We'll give some variety.
I'm just gonna say because our recap is gonna be about the Bad Batch today, and it's just fitting that they end on the Ninja Turtles because I feel like there's a lot of similarities. But we'll get into that news. The stuff that I had. Biggest one for me was no, that was yours. I was gonna say it, but then you stole it from me.
Go. You go.
Nintendo had an interview with some magazine or website publication today or a couple days ago, and mentioned that after the Super Mario Bros. Movie comes out, which is like 2022 or 2023, it's being done by Illumination, same people as Despicable Me. They are going to branch their properties out and do more animated stuff potentially, which is very exciting. And the other one, that's just kind of a personal interest thing, but the other one was they had a trailer kind of out of nowhere for a game. What was it? Game Maker Garage, Game Design Garage. It's a new Nintendo game, and basically it's taking some of the game development tools. They had some programming tools for those Nintendo Labo. If you remember the VR one,
sure.
They had a whole system in that VR game for making your own VR mini games, and it was it's all this VR workspace, and you could do a lot with it. You could make like first person games or adventure platform things. The issue was it was all in the VR, and you couldn't share them to people. So basically, it's a new Nintendo game that's coming out, and it's basically a user friendly gamified kind of like Mario Maker, but it's a gamified version of that development kit, and you can share your mini games with people. Fun. And there's like a pretty broad range, it looks like, of things you can do. It's all very, very much based around like, programming like triggers and if and or statements and, pressing left is this, pressing right. Anyway, that looked very exciting. Very intrigued to see what that does. That comes out in June.
Nice.
And as a tabletop RPG person, just yesterday, as the time of recording, they're not Nintendo, but a port to PS4, Xbox One, and Switch of the original Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Just got announced out of nowhere. 4K re-release of the original game. I was going to pick it up today on Switch, but the Switch version is delayed a few days because of weird eShop problems. Love that game. Played the heck out of that game. Very, very excited to have that one back in my library in HD.
Is it going to be multiplayer? Can we do it at Christmas?
So it's not online multiplayer, but it is the local 2-player, and I think it's meant to coincide because there is the reboot Dark Alliance. That's like the third person kind of Left 4 Dead style cooperative hack and slash.
Yeah, that's going to be fun too.
It's probably meant to promote that. I'm excited about that one, intrigued. But that was just kind of some news that I had. And Spider-Man No Way Home. That's what it's called.
No Way Home. Yeah.
Andrew Garfield said he's not in it. We all know he's lying. The cat's out of the bag by this point.
It's got to be. I read up on that too, and I was like, nah, they're just throwing us off.
Yeah.
Throwing the
Tom Holland said he is in. Alfred Molina spilled the beans. He was like, I'm Doc Ock. Picks up at the end of Spider-Man 2. It's me. I'm in it. Yeah, it's happening.
I only had one other piece of news, and that was for those of us waiting for the Stranger Things season 4. Well, they finally just put out a teaser. It wasn't much, to be honest. There wasn't a lot to it, but it looks like a lot of backstory for 11. But it was a minute long, and it was just her in the asylum, and the man they call Papa, which was creepy. And obviously just the testing and the engineering that went into these kids that eventually churned out 11. So by the time this gets to us on Netflix, I don't know, these kids are going to be old enough to drink. I don't know how they're going to down age them, because it's been
I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, it's been a while though since season 3 ended, and at that age, growth happens really quick.
I mean, I think absolutely. I know that they're jumping forward. I don't know how far. I think the high school probably, and I think they could plausibly all play high schoolers. But I think the other thing is they filmed a lot of season 4 a while ago, like a good year plus ago. Because if you'll remember, over a year ago, we got a teaser from Hop. he didn't die, and he was alive as like kind of a internment camp worker slave kind of thing in Russia.
That seems like so long ago.
Yeah, I know, right? I think the biggest thing with that teaser was it was meant to remind us that there are other psychics. Like it's 11, right? There's 10 others, and we met some of them in one of the second seasons. I think they're probably, and I think if I'm not mistaken, and maybe I'm just getting my fan theories mixed up with my canon stuff because it's been ages and I am not that invested in Stranger Things.
No.
I'm pretty sure the implication, because in season 2, at the end of season 1, they thought that this Papa figure, who I can't remember, doctor or something, he died. Yeah. He was supposed to have died. He was implied to have survived it in season 2. And I think the prevailing theory, or maybe it was actually confirmed by details, was that he relocated to Russia because there was like they were experimenting with the Upside Down, and that's how Hop made it out. Is they have a Russian facility experimenting with Demogorgons and blah blah blah. Yeah, I think that's the idea. Is he is now heading that experiment. So I think that will tie into like he has the other psychics with him there, and like I'd be interested if those are the villains, like some of the other psychics that are his like successful experiments, his agents or whatever. Yeah, and they got to go rescue Hop, and it's them versus.
We have some crazy wizard battles going on.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited. I like Stranger Things. I thought the third season was good. I think that the aging is kind of a thing they need to figure out, and I want to know more about the.
If they can get Harrison Ford to play Indiana Jones 6 or whatever.
I'm skeptical about that too. I'm skeptical, but I want more about the Upside Down. I like that. They have had kind of an overarching villain with like the Mind Flayer, but season 2 and season 3, they didn't even like go there. And that was some of the most intriguing stuff, was the counterpart and what exactly the Upside Down is. So I want more of that. But we'll see. That's got a very, very nebulous release date. And we will have to see.
Yeah. Nothing firm.
Netflix is a while. Actually, yeah, Netflix has Love, Death, and Robots season 2 coming out, which is a kind of an adult animation compilation. It's like an anthology thing. First season was it's very explicit. Don't look at it if you're in a family setting. It's not a family thing, but it's lots of really cool animation, lots of cool sci-fi. Second season looks great. Excited to watch that. But I think the only other thing they have on the horizon is Witcher.
Oh yeah, Witcher 2.
Netflix is kind of not hitting quite the same marks that Disney Plus is.
No, geez.
Is that enough news?
Speaking of, let's get some quick recaps.
Batch.
Yeah, you want to hit Bad Batch?
The Sad Batch.
Let's do it.
Sad Batch. I'm actually curious. So the Bad Batch, two episodes have come out. I've actually watched the second because when I was catching up, it came out not too long ago. You haven't, so we're going to recap episode 1, and then once you catch up, we'll recap 2 and 3 next week, which is fine because the first episode is long.
It is long. Yeah,
it's like over an hour. The second episode is a regular kind of half-hour length thing. So what did you think of this? I am much less versed in Clone Wars than you.
Well, I don't know about that. Like, I honestly, Clone Wars for me has been Saturday morning cartoon, with a cereal.
Right, but I haven't watched it at all.
Yeah, we watched all of it. Me and your little brother loved it all. It was all fun, This felt like Clone Wars. It was a great place to pick up. The Bad Batch was a ton of fun. A little bit of stereotyping going on, just with. Your typical, you got your big bruiser, right? Yeah,
the dumb brute who's a softie with a
you got your dumb brute who just punches his way through anything. You got your sniper who everybody loves, the calm, cool, collected, sniper up in a perch somewhere. You got your alpha male kind of captain who's
Rambo.
Yeah, he's Rambo, complete with the red headband,
Yeah, and then the nerdy tech guy. You got Donatello.
Yeah, you got your Shadowrun tech guy, right?
And then you got the other guy, who I don't know. His power is having a screwdriver for a hand.
Right.
We're doing spoilers, right? Yeah, this is all spoilers. Spoiler warning.
Oh yeah, spoiler
Bad Batch.
It's too late.
A bad batch of spoilers. No, we haven't spoiled anything yet.
It starts off just a few minutes before Order 66 gets
I was
announced.
surprised by that. I didn't think it was going to be a few minutes. I thought we were going to get Order 66 like halfway through the episode.
No, it didn't take long at all to happen. Jonathan, your brother, spotted it first. Caleb, what's his last name? Caleb Dune. Is Kanan Jarrus.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that at first, but as soon as he mentioned it, I was like,
it's interesting. I think it's also, it's cool. A pretty dead giveaway that it's clearly a character who is an adult in some other piece of media, because this small child comes up and is like, hello, my name is Caleb. Like his voice, like, sure. You know, he's like a teenager. Teenagers go through puberty. His voice, he was like,
my name's Caleb Dune.
My name's Caleb. I'm a Padawan. I'm 12 years old. Like it was very, to me, it was like, there was a few lines that I was like, I could buy it. Generally speaking, it was like, yeah, they got the same, like I knew that it was Caleb. So someone had mentioned that young Kanan is like part of the episode.
Right.
So I knew that that's who it was, but I probably would have been able to suss that out anyway, because like, if you're just going to have it be a random kid, you wouldn't have cast the same guy except for continuity reasons.
Yeah, aside from the possibility that it was just another Padawan that was going to get whacked in Order 66 too. But
sure,
that might catch you by surprise. But no, it was pretty obvious, especially if you'd followed Rebels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was fun to get some backstory and see where Kanan Jarrus came from. And lots of stuff going on through the whole episode. Like you say, it was long. They had a force sensitive clone named Omega.
Do we know that for sure? I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but do we know that?
Sure. I'm pretty sure. I mean, what else? Like she had it all kind of going on, right? The clean shot with the rifle. She had the sensitivity to the future, right? The ability to tell the future.
Well,
I don't know what else it would be.
So
she's created by what's her name? Nautilus or
one of the Kaminoans. So I think the thing there is the blaster shot, because I think they specifically say 1 in a million, don't they? Yeah. So that's a pretty clear, like, it's like the Death Star run, like that shot was 1 in a million, right? Like I think that is meant to be an intentional hint. Plus she's got like the headband kind of thing. It's very like Force-esque. Great way to tie later into some of the, like Palpatine's cloning experiments. I think that's where they're trying to build to it, is explaining that sort of contrivance from the sequel trilogy, is smoothing over that continuity. That said, I'm pretty sure the reason she knew that this thing was going to go bad is because she was present when Tarkin was specifically saying, I'm going to send them on a mission that's a trap. I'm going to observe them. And but overall, I do think that this episode was cool, because without having the perspective of watching Clone Wars, it was cool to see some of the dynamics kind of fleshed out. I didn't know that Echo, like the one that doesn't have as much of a niche, I didn't know that he was a character from Domino Squad. I think his injuries happened in Clone Wars season 7. Was that how it worked?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
There's so many back
That's
there.
What it seemed. I think that was the takeaway I had, but I think it was cool that there was like kind of history. I think it was cool that they tied in, the Order 66 pronouncement, the Galactic Empire thing.
Yep.
And I thought that it was cool how they kind of had the just the perspective of, so they're defective clones and their programming didn't work. They all heard Order 66.
Yep.
I mean, with the exception of Crosshair, everybody
who still didn't get the full,
wasn't even a full, like he was just kind of like,
he was half
like
buying in.
He was a half. But I thought that was a really cool way to ground it, because the confusion of every single compatriot, every single person, right? They're clones. They're in the army. This is their entire circle. Every single individual bond they've made, every single person they've met, commanding officer, everybody except them has just been mind wiped and forced into a brand new status quo. That was eerie. That was compelling to me, that they were kind of like, what is going on? Like everybody else just knew.
Yeah, you gotta kind of imagine it from their perspective. The ally army has completely been turned against you, and you're the only one who's thinking clear.
And the fact
And the
that
scale of it is
yeah,
huge.
and the fact that it took them, they had the whole thing back at the base, and they were kind of bantering, and then they did the training exercise, and they got sent on a mission to see
Yeah.
if their programming would hold. And then we got Saw Gerrera,
Yeah.
who was he was in
Man,
Clone
there's a
Wars,
lot that happened in that
and then
episode.
it feels to me it was like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It feels like it was a couple
Which
things.
normally it would be because they're only
Yeah.
30 minutes ish.
Yeah. The first episode would have ended with them leaving to the planet.
Yeah.
Second episode would have been them coming back.
Yeah, I think I remember snacking up halfway through this one because it was like, well, we're doubling down on it.
Yeah. But I thought that was cool that they tied that in and kind of had this whole perspective of like, man, the Republic. Yeah, he's like, dude, we're Republic fighters. You guys are like, everybody else has turned on us. And that feeling of them like slowly realizing that they are now, whether they want to or not, they are now ideologically on the side of the enemy, I guess.
Literally behind enemy lines.
Yeah. Very compelling.
I think one of my favorite parts of the episode, or just the whole launch of the Bad Batch, was the what do you call it? Like the time codes to see what was going on in the other parts of the galaxy at the same time. Like we had the announcement of Order 66, so you could sync all those up from all the other pieces where Order 66 was launched. The reference to General Kenobi fighting Grievous on Utapau, like that was going on at this time, and it was just neat to be in a different part of the galaxy when different things are going on. And they've done that in a few different places with the whole expansion of the universe. But they synced it up kind of nice with the Bad Batch.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. There's compilations out there of Order 66. They sync it up so it happens.
I gotta check that out.
And you see well, it's compelling because it shows all of the scenes you see in episode 3, of the main thing. They show it from the perspective of all the characters in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
You'll see it from like Jedi Fallen Order, like the video game that has a flashback to Order 66. Like, and they usually show like the little hologram coming up and Palpatine saying it. So you can like, it's like the Thanos snap.
Yes.
Right? Where you can actually like put this pinpoint defining moment on camera and show all these different facets.
It's like the clap that we do at the start of our podcast.
It's like the clap we do at the start of the podcast, except people start dying afterwards. Crazy. Yeah, I thought it was really good. And I thought that the emotional arc of having Crosshair sort of at cross purposes and being like unquestioning, and I liked the tension of, is he just a cold a cold bastard, or is he just being programmed? And it was kind of a middle ground. I thought that was really compelling because at first I was like, oh yeah, he's affected by the chip. He's obviously being whammied. Yeah. But then as time went on, when they're like, yeah, we're defective, we don't work, I was like, is he just like a cold soldier following orders? Like,
right.
And I thought that was a really interesting idea. I was like, that'd be crazy if they went with it. It's like, he just turns on the group, not because he's being programmed. He does it voluntarily.
Yeah.
But the way they went was really tragic because in the prison cell, Omega, right before he got pulled out, she was like, I know that this is not you. And you could see it in his eyes that the animation was really great, that like, he agreed, right? There was a part of him that was like fighting back. And I think that we might see that come back, but it was really compelling, that last moment of like, you could see that, he wasn't all there. And then they took his agency fully away.
Yeah.
And that was sad to see.
Cranked his chip up to 11.
And now he's just like a cold-hearted sniper villain, which is an interesting setup. I think it'll be really cool to see that dynamic go forward.
That'll be good.
And then of course, we have Omega's stowing away with the Bad Batch, and they're flying away in the space. Who's your favorite of the group?
Well, I'm always a sucker for the sniper.
Yeah, I can agree.
That's an archetype that I love. But you know what, I would have went with him, but What's the leader's name?
Hunter, right?
Hunter. I like him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
solid.
no,
He's cool. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He's got he's just got some good qualities about him.
yeah,
I think he leads strong, but he's also very considerate. He's even got
yeah,
a gentle streak to him.
yeah.
So no, he's cool.
Yeah, I like him as well. I like Echo the most because
Mm,
he's kind of useless.
yeah,
He's a regular clone who got kind of blown apart and
he's a
reconstructed.
multi-tool.
And he's kind of like the normal guy. He's the Jim from The Office
Yeah,
of the group, where he's just kind of like, wow, look at all these, get a load of these guys. Not that he does that, but like he has that vibe. And
yeah.
to be honest,
He's gonna have a hero moment.
yeah, and to be honest, I do like just the design of his helmet, how it's not a full clone helmet, but it attaches to the Lobot style
Right.
thing. Like, I don't know. I like his design the most, I guess. And I like that he is like a normal clone who has just sort of fallen into this group of more eccentric personalities. And I like Tech. I think that the geek is always a fun kind
Gotta
of
have a geek along.
archetype. Yeah, you gotta. He's like, according to my calculations, but it's like, okay, he's just Donatello from Ninja Turtles. Like,
Yeah.
He's Donatello. The heavy is Raphael. Leonardo is Hunter. Donatello is, I guess, Echo is Donatello.
No,
it would be Omega. Because there's one
I
more
don't know.
of
There's
them
only
than there are.
yeah. There's one more extra. There's an extra
Yeah.
than there are TMNTs.
But still, it's like roughly. There's a parallel there. I don't know.
Sure. Well, but you know what? Like that's where the trope is, right? Like it's
Yeah.
it's your stereotypical kind of well-rounded party, but they
The four-man
definitely
band.
have some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good episode overall. It's I'm excited that it is filling the time between now and Loki, and that's.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's fine. I'm watching it,
that.
but I'm much more excited for the Marvel stuff than for the.
So
yeah.
Let's do a quick segue into the Marvel trailer that was released this week. We haven't got a ton of time, but
I think maybe we should just spend time on that, and then table talk. We were going to talk about what makes a good D&D setting, but I think maybe next week. Let's next week, because we're not going to have as much time on recaps or serials. So we can save that topic for next week, and we'll just do a full recap thing.
Yeah. So I mean, all I have to say about this 4-minute piece of art was, man, it moved me.
Did it really?
Like I just got caught up in it and remembering it all. There's so much that's happened.
Yeah.
So the first half of the trailer is kind of all the things that happened up to this point, and then the second half is like, here's what's coming next. And man, like when they showed a scene from the screening of Endgame and Cap, Avengers Assemble takes the hammer, and like they showed the people cheering and stuff. We were in the theater when that happened.
Remember that moment. Yeah,
I remember
so being
good. And I was like, I got to go back and I'm going to blow my weekend. I'm going to watch all 10 years of the MCU. But it was just so good. And then to see what they've got scripted up and coming. The Eternals looks fantastic.
It's very intriguing.
Yeah, really, really fun. And I'm just so excited.
Yeah. Well, the director of the Eternals, Chloe Zhao, I don't know if that's actually how you say it, but she won an Oscar for Best Director just like a week or so ago. Yeah. So my guess is that they were waiting to put out promos on Eternals for, I guess, the other movies, but also because they want to slap Oscar award-winning director. Yeah. Chloe Zhao on the
understandable.
But that one looks great. I'm intrigued by the title of Black Panther 2. Wakanda Forever is an interesting title, and just kind of that movie in general. I'm intrigued where they go with it in the wake of Chadwick Boseman's passing, and the fact that it was such a blindside. Like he didn't tell his family knew. Marvel didn't know. Kevin Feige didn't know until pretty much when it happened. So I think a lot of stuff need to be rewritten and changed around. And we know they're not recasting T'Challa.
Yeah.
So someone else is going to take up the mantle, but they're going to need to
Yeah.
find a way to segue his character out
Yeah.
of the limelight. So there's a lot of ways they could go with it, and a lot of characters that could take up the mantle. I think it's going to be good no matter what they do, but it's just an interesting balancing act where they are
Yeah.
right now. The Marvels is Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
I think that's a
That was an
great
interesting
title.
twist. Yeah.
And that's Captain Marvel Brie Larson. It's
Yeah.
Tiana Paris as Monica Rambeau.
Yeah.
And it's I forget the name of the actress, but Ms. Marvel from Kamala
Yes.
Khan from the Disney Plus show.
Mm.
They're all gonna team up in a group. I think that's gonna be fun. I think
I like
that's
it.
a great
Yeah. It's a good way to go.
That's a great trio, and it'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see how angry Monica Rambeau is at Carol, because clearly there was some bad blood, as we saw in WandaVision.
So given all of these that are coming up in the next, let's say from now to 2023,
yeah,
what are you looking most forward to?
To be honest, I'm looking forward to a lot of the shows more than the movies.
Yeah.
The shows like Moon Knight is going to be amazing with Oscar Isaac. The fight scenes, they had some choreography, some pre like just test footage kind of basically. Oscar Isaac was training for the fight scenes. Wow. It's brutal. It looked like Daredevil kind of fight scenes, just off the wall. Cool. That one's gonna be great. Hawkeye. I read the comic series that the show is based on. It's gonna be incredible. So there's lots of shows that I'm excited about. Personally, top of the list, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and probably Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
because the fact that that's coming out before like X-Men or before like Blade or some of the other ones they've announced.
There's so much coming.
And it's paralyzing. What
a fantastic time to be a fan.
I think, no kidding. I think that I'm not like one to cry like fatigue super quickly. There is a lot coming out, and it will be interesting to see, because between all the Star Wars and all the Marvel stuff, it's going to be a constant stream. And I think that's obviously what they're going for. I'm interested to see if it gets too much at a certain point. But for the moment, everything they're doing seems to be creatively different and conceptually interesting. So like, I'll watch it, of course, Take
my money.
Yeah.
That's good.
But that was a great thing to see. It was great to see some news about a lot of those projects that have been quiet for a while. And I guess we'll see how it all shakes out, what's good and what's not.
And it's an aggressive timeline.
Yeah.
Given that, I mean, it looks like we're coming out of this pandemic, but everything that's happened, the delays, up to this point, man, if Black Widow just makes it to the silver screen, maybe that'll be the kickoff and we'll actually be back on track. But at any moment, if any of these early ones get delayed,
I think Shang-Chi is going to be where it really kicks off, because Black Widow we've known about.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi is like the new kid on the block. It's a new character. It's like fight scenes and
post-production right now, so.
I think a lot of those are done. Eternals is going to be done. It was supposed to come out last November.
Yeah.
But I feel like just a new Marvel movie is going to be a bigger draw to the box office.
Sure.
And then Black Widow's coming out on Disney Plus as well.
Yeah.
Like it's doing a half and half. So like, I think once September hits, because that's, I just mean
if we stumble at all at these first couple of releases,
I see what you're saying.
It's just going to trip everything down the line, So here's hoping.
I think crossed. Theaters are there's enough, because there was a Quiet Place Part 2 trailer this past week. Like the movies that were delayed, I think we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Everybody's sort of realizing that they're going to need to come out. I mean, I can start booking my vaccination this coming Monday. I think you and Mom we're getting vaccinated tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and Alberta, where we live, has been like it's slow. It's been very slow to get vaccines.
See Black Widow next year.
It's going to be a while, but I think by and large, like the United States has like what
They're
half of their
they're
adults
rolling.
vaccinated. Like they're well
100%,
into it.
yeah.
By the time July rolls around, they'll be fine. They'll be
Yeah.
back at the movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's lots to come, but
All right.
we'll see.
Well,
we might not be able to cover it all if we talk about cereals every
Jeez.
week. It's a lot of time dedicated
Tone it
to
down,
cereal.
Dad.
No,
Seriously.
that was a good segment. I will say I was skeptical at the start, but you turned me around on it. I was
Okay, well, next week on Table Talk, we'll skip Table Talk this week, but next week on Table Talk, we want to get into what's your favorite realm and what do you look for when you build or play a realm? We'll highlight a couple of our favorites and what we how we build, and
specifically D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, like settings.
The settings. That's
kind
right.
of what's good about them, what's bad about them, what you can take away, and what you build in your own games, and what's good to use. Especially relevant given that next week will be right on the heels of, not on the heels of, it's going to be still coming out, but Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Yeah, Ravenloft relaunch.
I'm very excited about that book.
I'm actually kind of, I had a look through it. I actually had Candlekeep Mysteries in my hand, and I had a look through the table of contents online. Someone leaked the table of contents.
I saw that as well.
For Ravenloft.
Yeah.
And I'm thumbing through it. I'm like, damn, this looks fun, man.
There's
really good.
That's my next campaign. I'm going to be using all of those settings. I already have 2 or 3 things in. There's a particularly terrifying monsters. If you're in one of my games, stop listening. There's a monster that alongside that was, I know it was an article. They revealed the Bagman, which is a Slenderman style contortionist monster that will hide in your bag of holding.
Wild.
As an adventurer.
I love it.
It lives in your bag of holding and it sneaks out at night to commit horrific acts in the township around you and in the countryside.
That's fantastic.
And then returns to the bag before you wake up.
That gives a little bit of power back to the DM when they give over a bag of holding.
I am, easy solution. Put another bag of holding inside it. Astral Sea. You're all in the astral plane. Boom. Yeah.
Buddy.
Anyway.
All right. We're an hour in.
Yeah. We're an hour in. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you would, please like this video, share it with your friends. If there's someone who hasn't had cereal in a while and they need a refresher on all the newest cereal lore, make sure to send it over their way. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. I think I already said like, but we got new podcasts up every week, every 2 weeks, depending on how schedules work out. And you can follow us on social media. I think we have a Twitter. I think we have, do we have an Instagram?
We got a Twitter. We got a Facebook. I didn't do Instagram yet.
Yeah.
You can always get to us at YouTube going to bradnDad.com. Takes us right to the YouTube channel.
Yep.
And we're all there.
Yeah. Leave comments. Fun. Yeah. Leave some suggestions on what you'd like to see in the podcast. If you'd like to write in or something like that, I don't know. That's something people do, right? I don't
get a stamp, send a letter,
read people's
self-addressed stamped envelope,
read people's hate tweets on live air, and then say, "Oh, you're being a bit of a."
We should do that. That'd be fun. All the hate mail we get these days.
I'm trying to remember. Right. I was trying to find a pun. It's like you're being a bit of a OJ's, but I couldn't think of any of the cereal names other than OJ's. That's the only one that's stuck in my head. Have some urkel-os, you'll feel better. That's the word. Okay, there we go. Got it. All right. So take care, you guys. Have a great week, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.